Hello friends, welcome to another reel by Bharat Raghu. Today we would be looking at the history of the formation of the All India Forward Bloc, which was formed 1939, 3rd of May was when this political formation by Subhash Chandra Bose took roots. So this is a historic day. Today is 3rd of May, so we are kind of remembering the formation of the All India Forward Bloc, one of the major left-wing nationalist parties which was formed during that time, separating itself from the Congress. So we'll be looking at this book, the Bose by Chandrachud Ghosh, and he's the founding member of Mission Netaji. We'll be looking at some of the experts from this book, Bose. Basically the untold story of an inconvenient nationalist. Okay, so we'll be running through some of the points over here, and let's get straight to how was the Forward Bloc formed. So basically, Subhash Chandra Bose was elected Congress president in 1938 and again in 1939. And when he was re-elected in 1939, he had defeated the Congress, Gandhiji's candidate. Gandhiji's candidate was Pattabi Sitaramaiah. So Gandhiji had put up a candidate and Subhash challenged that. And this was a conflict, direct conflict between the leftists and the rightists in the Congress. So it's funny to hear the term leftists, rightists, but yes, this is what even Subhash Bose uses his own words in, as put very well in this book, in the chapter Cul-de-sac, 1939 to 1940. So this was basically a rivalry between the left faction in the Congress and the right faction in the Congress. Who were the right faction? So Gandhiji, you can say, is the head of the Congress. He is the de facto head. He represents the centrist, the entire centrist position. But leaders like Patel, Rajendra Prasad would kind of represent the right of the Congress, and leaders like Subhash Chandra Bose and even Nehru, and there were others like M.N. Roy, Jayaprakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, they represented the left of the Congress. This was the ideological battle in the Congress at that time. But the conflict had risen when Subhash defeated Gandhiji's candidate in a way defeating Gandhiji politically, which was a major blow for Gandhiji. And of course, so there were, a war of letters between them. Gandhiji didn't accept Subhash. Although he accepted, but he kind of wasn't very happy, and Subhash tried to convince him. And so there were a lot of discussions, not going into all of that. But eventually it became very tough for Subhash to stay in the Indian National Congress as its president, because there was a veto on most of the actions which they wanted. So what was he trying? So as put in the Tripuri session, Subhash Bose clearly had he wanted to give an ultimatum to the British, like around 6 months of time for them to leave India. And he wanted a mass agitation, a mass movement, including the take of arms. That's what Subhash was proposing. So he wanted some kind of a military action, mass agitation, a revolutionary action against the British. Now, the rightists in the Congress, including at that time Gandhi, they were not ready for this kind of a action. So he was forced to resign because he was not able to appoint his own central, his committee members, and he was vetoed. And so basically he could not get his own people on the board, and he had to resign. So what happens is 3rd of May is when he declares, he resigns from Congress presidentship on 29th April 1939, and just a couple of days later, 3rd of May, he forms the All India Forward Bloc, and he announces that a formation, and dramatically he says that we are going to fight the British, and all those who were taking its membership, actually they cut their finger and they signed by blood, so that they are not going to go back on the fight against the British. So this was a moment of revolutionary. It had exalted Bose, especially in Bengal and also in many other parts of the country, as this revolutionary leftist leader who was taking on the British. So it had exalted his position. A lot of members had joined the Forward Bloc. There were many of them, H.V. Kamath being notably one of them. And so they what they did then is they had a session, an initial session in 1939 in June, and they also had a follow-up session in 1940 in June. So in June 1940 is when they actually declare the All India Forward Bloc to be a socialist party. So the program, I'll be pasting the links to the history of this from the All India Forward Bloc's page. And you can go through its history, very interesting. So they established the goal is to build socialism, and they declare Forward Bloc as a socialist party, which is very important for all those in the right today who try to appropriate Bose. The reason he split from the Congress was against the right, and that's extremely important. What else does he do? They go on to actually, they want to form a left coordination committee within the Congress. Now this is, see, at that time, Congress, we need to understand, was a big tent party. It was not only, Congress was a big tent party. It had the communists operating in it. It had the Congress Socialist Party. It had the right wing operating in it. They were all members of the Congress as such. So he forms the Forward Bloc first within the Congress, and then they try to get all progressive and anti-imperialist elements within the Forward Bloc. What else does he do? They want to go on to form this thing called the LCC, the Left Coordination Committee. The Left Coordination Committee is important, friends, because he is trying, and remember, these are the words they are using. These are not nomenclature of today's times, right? So if you want to describe Bose as what was he? He was a leftist. He was trying to bring all the left forces within the Congress. So he was trying, who all were part of it? He was trying to get Jayaprakash Narayan, that Ram Manohar Lohia, who the members of the Congress Socialist Party. He was trying to get in M.N. Roy, the communists together. And he was also trying to see who, he was also trying to talk to, in a way, to the Muslim League, at the leftist elements in the Muslim League, if they could come together. So he was trying to form this kind of a pan-India left coordination center, which if in time, if he was there and if he had got time to build, it would have actually fructified in a strong, one consolidated left forum, at least, or you can say, instead of the splintering of the left in India, which later, was to the Congress's advantage. So this was, but there was not much time, friends, for him to do much of political action, because after 1940 June, when they declare as a socialist party, it is in July when actually he is put under house arrest. And after that, he actually needs to flee. He escapes. He comes up with his great escape plan, as we know, and then he goes to Germany via Afghanistan, Russia. He takes the help of Axis powers. He goes to Japan. He tries to form the Azad Hind Fauj, and then comes back, successfully defeating them in the northeast in Imphal, but then later losing in one of the battles and has to go back. But the Forward Bloc in all this time is kind of leaderless. Now what happens to the Forward Bloc? We'll end with that. The Forward Bloc at the end, after Subhash's, you can say, disappearance, right? The Forward Bloc forms itself in the same direction as a socialist party, and it is part of the left front in Bengal and Kerala and many other countries. So it continues even today to be part of the left front in Bengal, along with the CPIM, CPI. So it is part of the grand left parties in India, which tells a lot about its ideological position. But of course, it doesn't have much influence today in India, except in Bengal, a few pockets in Bengal as well. But it has declined. But just to remember, friends, this is the history of how Bose formed the All India Forward Bloc as a left-wing nationalist party today, 3rd of May, commemorating its beginning.